With only 17 days left before the March 14th unemployment expiration date, Congress must work fast to pass this $1.9 trillion stimulus package. In just 24 hours, the House is expected to vote on this stimulus package, and all indications do point to the fact that they expect this to pass without any problems. And next week, the Senate will take on this roughly $1.9 trillion stimulus package as well, and hopefully get it passed. Right now, there's a lot of issues, but all these issues are coming from the Senate, not the House. So, in less than 24 hours, we will see a vote on this stimulus package within the House, and it looks like it's going to pass without any issues. But the problem comes from the Senate. Now, just the other day, many executives, there's a list of about 150 high executives, senior executives from different companies like Google, AT&T, Blackstone, and even Goldman Sachs that issued a letter to our congressional leaders urging them to pass this roughly $1.9 trillion stimulus package that President Biden has deemed the American Rescue Plan. Now, whether this will persuade them or not, right now we do not know, but honestly, this can't hurt. If anything, this should help. Yesterday, I published a video. You may have seen this. If not, I will link to it down in the description box below. But I published a video, and on the title of the video, it says like 2 days, but on the thumbnail, it says worst news ever. Well, a lot of you guys reached out through email and even in the comment section of that video saying that that was not great news. In this video, I was simply outlining how President Biden was fed false information from some of his advisors, and it's actually making the package too large. Now, some Democrats will not even support this. But I wanted to update you guys on what we've been hearing, because I don't want to just give you the positive news. I want to give you the negative, and obviously this isn't great news, but I want you to have both sides of the story, because if you don't, then you are just going to believe that everything's coming, it's going to be great, we're going to see a large stimulus package, and there's no issues behind it. But that's not necessarily the truth. So, we could see a smaller stimulus package, we honestly could. But there are reports out this morning that are indicating that President Biden still does not want to make the package smaller. Even though his advisors are now saying, I think you went too big, what we are hearing is President Biden does not want to make this package any smaller, that this is exactly what he wants. He stated before, and many people have stated this as well, that President Barack Obama, when he was in office, he made the mistake of going too small. But Janet Yellen, our Treasury Secretary, and even Jerome Powell, the chairman of the Federal Reserve, both have stated that the only risk is going too small, that we do not have a greater risk by providing too much stimulus. So that's technically what President Biden is going to do now, is he's going to provide as much stimulus as possible, because he knows, according to the Treasury Secretary and to the Federal Reserve chairman, that we can't have any issues, or we shouldn't have many issues by going too big. The only issue comes, and the risk comes from going too small. So that is good news, that he is going to do whatever he can to get this passed at roughly $1.9 trillion. Now, one of the things that he is working on right now, and this is an issue that he's had for a little while, is he has to convince senators, both Democratic and Republican senators, that this is the right package for them. But what he's been doing lately is going a roundabout way to get senators on board. So, the reports out this morning from the Washington Post are saying that President Biden is going to mayors and governors and even tribal leaders to convince them that yes, this is the best package, this is exactly what we need, this will get us back on track. Well, by doing this, the reason why, according to multiple experts, is because this will then get those mayors and the governors to call on the senators and make sure they vote in favor of this bill. Now, whether this works or not, we don't know, but it could. This is something that could work, but like what happened with Vice President Kamala Harris when she went to West Virginia to try to get Senator Joe Manchin on board, this actually backfired. So I don't know if this is going to backfire as well. It could, but I don't know as of yet. As I know more, I promise I'll update you on everything that we hear. Some are saying that this is going to help, and this will get you your $1,400 stimulus check faster. We don't have to wait for Congress to decide if the income limits are too high or too low. Some are saying that they should be exactly where they're at right now, and this is the $75,000 per year income or adjusted gross income for an individual or less gets a $1,400 stimulus check. If you make between $75,000 and $100,000 as an individual, you would get a smaller stimulus check. Anything over $100,000, you get absolutely nothing. And this is $150,000 for couples, and it pretty much phases out at $200,000. So that is what we know, but what lawmakers are saying is that we should just decide to keep it right where it is, because some experts are currently saying that most Americans have come to grips with whether or not they will be getting a stimulus check. So by changing the eligibility criteria at this time, this would actually hurt many people that were expecting to receive this check, may have already charged some expenses on a credit card, thinking, oh, I can pay it off in about a month, when Congress goes and passes our third stimulus check for $1,400. And so they're saying that this could ultimately hurt many people because they're already expecting to see this money come through at some point. This is also the same for unemployment benefits. What we are hearing is that last night I addressed this, but there were multiple reports indicating that some want to drop the unemployment boost, that weekly unemployment boost that is currently $300, that on March 15th, if this bill passes, it will go to $400 per week. And now they want to drop it back down to $300. The issue right now is that these same experts are saying that taking back the additional $100 would hurt those that have been counting on this additional $100 for the past couple of weeks. So what they're saying is that by Democrats pushing forward and showing America the bill, which we've already seen, I've already read it multiple times, it's boring to read, but you could read it if you want to. It's 591 pages. A lot of it's just fluff. A lot of it's stuff we've already seen, but it's an adequate bill. It has a lot to it. So what we do know is that being that we've seen the bill, American people they know what's coming. Now, by only cutting the unemployment by additional $100, and instead of going all the way, and this is just a report, okay, I don't want to say this is going to happen, but some are saying that if we go, instead of going to August 29th, and instead we only go to June 30th, which is 2 months before, so people are going to miss out on an additional $100 per week from March 15th to June 30th, and they aren't going to get the full $400 or even $300 from June 30th to August 29th. So there's a lot of things that could potentially be cut in order to make the package smaller. But this is all stuff that we are just hearing about. This is stuff that the Senate is going to have to work out next week. Because as of right now, all this is expected to pass through the House. There's no amendments that are going to happen in the House, according to all reports. But it's in the Senate where everything is going to take place. So the reason, and again, I understand there's a lot of people don't like to watch videos that have more negative information. This isn't positive news. This is very bad. But the reason why I wanted to do this, and especially after making the video last night, is because I want to give you both sides of what we are hearing. A lot of news outlets will only show you the positive news, and I get it. If they only show you the positive news, you're more likely to come back. You'll like their video. You'll share it with your friends and family. You might actually buy a product. You'll spend some money on their site. Whatever, right? I get it. My goal here is not to just provide you with the information that you hope to see and stuff that it's great news, but then you don't see the other side of it. I want to give you exactly what we are hearing, all the updates. So hopefully you appreciate everything that I do on that front. Now, one thing that I got a lot of positive feedback from in the past couple of weeks is from the $3,600 child tax credits. Now, a lot of people said that this would never happen, that Republicans would never go for this. Well, Republicans don't have to go for this. That's the thing. Republicans are not needed for any of their votes. And in addition to that, Mitt Romney proposed a $4,200 child tax credit. So there is some bipartisan support on this child tax credit increase. It goes from $2,000 currently up to $3,600 or possibly even $3,000, depending on how old your child is. So one parent said that she had to quit her job last year to care for her child, since daycares were actually limited in their capacity. And so this $3,600 is going to be a blessing that she did not know about. Many parents also said they watched this channel and they didn't know that this $3,600 child tax credit was even included until I actually titled the video saying $3,600 for children. So I just wanted to point that out because a lot of people are saying that this is bad. It's just going to give parents more money to go buy a new car, invest in the stock market, all this stuff. That's not necessarily true. Some will, and I guarantee some will, but it's the same thing going, with, the unemployment benefits. Some do not need it. Some are just staying at home just because they'll get paid more to stay at home, get this unemployment benefit, and not go to work, and I get it. That's fine. Okay, but the majority of the American people need help. $3,600 child tax credit would help. An additional $300 or even $400 per week in unemployment benefits will help. An additional $1,400 for stimulus checks will help. A lot of this stuff is going to help. So I just want to reiterate that this is actually good. This $1.9 trillion stimulus package, when it passes, and I am 100% sure it will pass at some point, this will be good. There will be a lot of good stuff in it. Some stuff we don't need, but again, you get the good with the bad. It's just the way it works. So one thing I just want to do is I just want to thank you guys for everything that you do, all the questions that you asked down in the comment section, constantly liking and sharing the videos. Liking the channel really does, or liking the videos really does help out the channel, help it grow, but also sharing the videos does help out your friends and family. So I think we all really appreciate what you're doing. So one question that I get asked all the time, got asked quite a bit yesterday as well, and my guess is I'll get it again, is when will we see these stimulus checks pass? So let's address the timeline of the $1,400 stimulus checks as well as everything else, because the stimulus checks are going to happen immediately. Everything else is going to start flowing in following that. So here's what we know. The House is expected to vote on this bill sometime tomorrow. Everybody indicates that this will pass. We don't have any true objections that this is going to have any issues in the House. Then this bill will get kicked over to the Senate. In the Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, he wanted to just put this bill for a vote. He didn't even want to send it to various committees to have them do a markup phase and have them debate it. So reports indicate, in the past few days and even this morning, that this will have more issues than Chuck Schumer originally thought. So he's not going to be able to just go and put it to a vote because he has two people like Joe Manchin and Kyrsten Sinema that oppose the $15 per hour minimum wage provision. So this bill will need to be revised in order to either pull out the $15 per hour minimum wage provision, which then could see people like Bernie Sanders oppose the bill. And all it takes is one Democrat to oppose the bill. And if they oppose the bill, this bill doesn't pass in the Senate. So what we are hearing is that right now, we need to find a compromise of the $15 per hour minimum wage. How is Joe Manchin going to get on board? How is Kyrsten Sinema going to get on board? That's the real issue. So what we're hearing is that the best thing for all parties and the American people is to simply see the Senate parliamentarian vote against this and rule or not rule in favor of the $15 minimum wage provision. If she does, what we're hearing out of the White House is they will not ask Vice President Kamala Harris to vote or to overrule the Senate parliamentarians' rule. So if this happens, we could see a quicker stimulus check than most people are expecting. So what we're hearing right now is that once this debate over the minimum wage provision is done, then this bill will pretty much have an easy way through the Senate. But there could be more delays, all right? So I just want to be clear with that. But right now, if what we're hearing, and all senior Democrats are saying this, that if this bill is signed into law before the March 14th deadline by President Biden, then, according to Janet Yellen, the IRS will be able to send out stimulus checks through direct deposit within the next few days, which means probably by as early as March 16th or March 17th, we will see the stimulus checks starting to arrive in your bank account. So that is what's like 4 weeks away, less than 4 weeks away. We could be seeing stimulus checks hit our bank account. So that is some good news right there. But the real good news is we're getting closer. We're getting closer. It's going to take a little bit more time, but we are getting closer to a deal. Hopefully this happens very soon. But as always, as I know more, I promise I will share more. Just want to thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing so I can continue to keep you updated on everything that's going on. And I'll see you guys on the next one.